My name is Toby Garrett. I work in the Greater London Authority in City Hall doing a Level 3 Business Administration Apprenticeship. It's a fantastic building to work in. I'm also a young apprenticeship ambassador as well. I joined the network at the beginning of the month because I'm really passionate about pushing forward apprenticeships to really get the message out there that they really are a fantastic opportunity and it's not just university or straight into work. So I think I'm here because I think I've got a good insight into what a Level 3 apprenticeship looks like and looking at a political organisation as well. It's nice to meet everyone.
My name is Chris Galaggio. I currently work as an application support analyst at Elysium Healthcare. I was an apprentice, I believe, if I remember, in 2016. I done a Level 3 apprenticeship in IT support and infrastructure. And what I kind of bring to the table is what exactly I learned as an apprentice and how I carried on after I finished my apprenticeship as well.
My name's Tia Giorgio. I currently work for Investors in People. I've only just recently moved after not being in the best position from my previous company with my apprenticeship. So I'm doing a project management apprenticeship at Level 4. I kind of moved just because I need a bit more experience within my apprenticeship. And it's quite interesting really because I was a bit unsure about how moving over would be, but it's actually been quite good. So it's not scary at all.
Okay, my name's Leanne Al-Kawadi. I've got about 15 years experience with apprenticeships, from delivering them as a training consultant right up to being an apprentice. I've done also the Level 3 Business Administration.
My name's Daniela Angarita and I'm a student. I'm 15, so right now I'm not really sure of what I want to do, like uni or apprenticeships. So I'm just kind of like unsure. I want to seek more knowledge about what actually an apprenticeship is and how it benefits, things like that.
Hi, my name's Natalia. I'm also 15 and I'm in year 11. I'm in that stage where I want to know whether to do an apprenticeship or university. My aspirations for the future is to do something to do with business. I'm leaning more to marketing right now, but I'm still thinking which is the best choice for me, if I should do an apprenticeship and go to a business to see if they would provide me with more experience, or do university, which is considered better, but I'm not sure.
Personally, there wasn't a lot of differences. It was quite similar in cases because my first day was pretty much just me getting to know the team and getting to know because I done an apprenticeship in IT and I still work in IT now, so just getting to use the many different systems that we use across the business. And even now, my first day was straight in, get to know the team, and because I now do application support, it's just getting to know the different applications that we support as a business as well. So it was very, very similar.
And do you think having a first day in the same industry as an apprentice and then a first day in the job market as another employee, do you think it helps staying in the same industry? I
really would say that my apprenticeship really kind of set me up, kind of was a foundation for me when I was going into any other job, because I kind of knew what to expect. Because prior to me starting my apprenticeship, I hadn't worked in anywhere, so it was literally my first day for everything.
So what do you think managers want to see from people starting their first day? Like, what would they consider a really good person? Like,
what I would say is just the enthusiasm to get it done, to be there, to want to do your apprenticeship, to enjoy it. So really and truly, just enthusiasm to learn, to want to do what you're doing, and just being in that environment. Because if it was a person where he wasn't really attracted to the job or didn't really want to be there, you can sense it immediately, and it's like, what's the point of teaching someone who doesn't really want to be here?
Yeah, ask questions. Always ask questions. I find like as soon as you don't know something, ask. It helps so much. Like on my first day, not asking the right questions, even if you don't think it's the right question, just ask it anyway, because you gain so much more. Because people just might just forget to tell you stuff.
Absolutely.
yeah.
So just always ask.
And what do you think you can tell employers about how to make a first day better? Everyone.
I think for me, my ideal first day would be if you come in and they give you a tour, because the worst thing is, like, say if you want to go to the toilet and you just have no idea where it is, or be like, oh, what do I do now? And just always having that support next to you. If you are struggling with something, I would love to have that support alongside me for people that are experienced, I can say, oh, like, can you help me? And there'll always be someone.
Yeah.
That's what I would love to do.
I agree. I think you definitely need a tour of where you're working, the building, the history of the business that you're working for, the history of your team.
They kind of spread out over the period that I was going to be there, but exactly I'll be learning and how I'll be learning it, the time I'll be spending at work and at my college centre, and what exactly they're expecting from me as an apprentice.
Yeah, I completely agree. Like what they expect from you, like how your scheme's going to be laid out, and what you have to apply to that, like what comes from you and what comes from them as well. So you want to know how much they're going to put into it as well as how much you have to put into it as well.
Yeah, personally, I want to know exactly what I'm committing to, like, so there's not any shocks, like, oh, you have to do this, and you're like, oh, I didn't know how to do that. So just exactly what you have to be doing and like what's going to be expected of you.
Yeah.
I think location,
Yeah.
who your line manager is going to be, who your mentor will be. I think your hours of work you need to know, because then that helps you arrange your transport or getting to and from work. What their expectations are, the length of your apprenticeship. I would definitely ask what the next steps are, whether there is an opportunity for you to progress within that business, whether there's a job at the end of your apprenticeship. I think they're all really, really important things. I think always think of the next steps, think of where you're moving next, how you're going to get there, how that business is going to help you get there.
Yeah, they should always tell you like why you should do it, because then you can't come in there and be like, okay, I'm going to do it, but why should I do it? They should tell you this is going to be really good in your future, like what you say, you need to plan ahead for everything.
I think really basic things as well, you need to know what the work dress code is.
Yeah.
So in some places they don't have a dress code, in other places they want you in a suit.
Yeah, my team's business engagement, so obviously it's office wear. So even just in one organisation, multiple different dress codes, but dress codes. But there's no like you said, there's no stupid question, and they're there to answer questions for you.
Absolutely, because my previous, when I finished my apprenticeship, it was quite a formal environment, so you suit and tie pretty much every day. When I finished my apprenticeship, I actually went into another employer, and on my first day, I went in a suit and tie to look into the office, and everybody was wearing jeans and jumpers. So it's really good to kind of ask what exactly are they expecting, formal or not.
And I think, like you said, just really, really basic things like what their expectations are of you. Get to meet your team. Don't worry if you forget people's names. Because I am terrible with people's names. I'd also say as well, make sure if you're sending emails, maybe sometimes just get up and find that person, because a lot of the time you're emailing someone that sits like 3 desks away from you.
I think working with apprentices, more one-to-one sessions with the specific people in the field that the apprentices are working in, so they can have that on-the-job learning from the person who is doing that role.
Yeah, I agree. Sharing best practice, talking about up-and-coming projects, talking about how your piece of the puzzle fits into the bigger puzzle. So the work that you're doing, how that's affecting the business, how that's supporting the team, and sharing that.
But as an apprentice, especially with the company I did my apprenticeship, they definitely made me feel part of the team. They never they always included me in anything that needed to be done. They always showed me, as well as anything that I wanted to know. It was always it was really a really together environment. It was like me personally, my team was like one big one small family, one small company family. Anyways.
Yeah, I completely agree. I think at first I was a bit scared about how I would feel being an apprentice, like that kind of stigma about it, like everyone's going to treat you like that, but you're right, it's not at all. You're just one of the team, just doing some learning as well, basically.
Yeah, I think even in my first team meeting, and they're like, what do you have to say? Do you have any other business, or what are you working on? So you really are kind of not thrown in the deep end, that you are just treated exactly like the team. So just because you're an apprentice doesn't mean that you're any less or any more. You are literally equal as anyone else, which is really nice, and it's a really friendly environment.
you can take a person of any age, invest in them, and it really will not only turn their life around, but it will turn your team and your business around. You'll have more proactive, more productivity within your team. For me, it's
it's an investment in the business as well as an investment in the person.
Fun. Apprenticeship really set up the foundation for me when I was going into other places, because if I didn't have my apprenticeship, if I went to uni, I wouldn't have known what to expect, what was coming next if I went to a job. But because I've done my apprenticeship, it's kind of, I was used to the environment. So now going forward, I knew what I was supposed to do.
Yeah, I've seen people from all walks of life, at all different points in their life, achieve their goals through apprenticeships. From people that have left school, from people that have been living sofa surfing, from 50-year-old people that didn't have the opportunity to go to university. So I think apprenticeships really do mould and shape individuals.
And I think with the whole ambassador network, that's the whole point. You know, you mentioned earlier about schools not being equipped enough to talk about apprenticeships. That's kind of what the network's for. It's to answer young people's questions about them and to really kind of like we have today, destroy the stigma around it, and also to just educate everyone, like businesses, teachers, everyone about the benefits of doing an apprenticeship.
Yeah, and I think for employers as well, as I said earlier, don't expect a finished product. But there is a massive difference between line managers that are engaged and their apprentices getting distinctions, and line managers that aren't engaged and their apprentices not doing as well. So I think it's definitely about having the right line manager, the right mentor, and the right team around an apprentice supporting them no matter what age the apprentice is.
Yeah. And I think that for the people that are hiring, you need to just think about it, advertise on social media, because that's where all the young people are, because there might be so many people that will succeed in it and do well, but they just don't know enough about it. So that everyone's on social media, just advertise there, say exactly what they'll get out of it and what will benefit them about it. Probably Instagram,
Snapchat,
Twitter, Snapchat, just all the ones, maybe Facebook.
I feel like a good idea for employers is perhaps to make celebrities not really talk about it, but more more modern people. Yeah, because I feel like the only people that when people come into schools and that talking about it is people that's no one really knows about. They do things like subjects that people don't really know enough of, so they should do more subjects that people are actually learning right now, not just engineering that no one really knows what that is yet.
Or even having another young person come in and speak about it that's done it that you can relate to.
Yeah, you can relate to them.
Yeah, I think share your success. I think those employers should be out there sharing their successes, sharing those success stories, whether it be through somebody's bio, whether it be through a blog.
Or even I was thinking on that too, this is advertise it on their website as well, sort of shout out about it, so we've got these amount of apprentices, this is a fantastic scheme. Then have some, because we have that on the GLO website, there's a whole section on it. And each year there's some people write some blogs about their experiences, there's the photos, and it's really kind of pushing the message out there, and that's what you need to do.
And not just the learners themselves, line managers. Let's get line manager experience. Let's share that best practice between line managers. Let's really harness people's skills and make sure that we are giving a massive opportunity to anybody that wants to be an apprentice. Don't always stick to your A to C students, because there might be young people that school wasn't for them. The way that they were taught didn't suit their learning needs. But you give somebody an opportunity to prove themselves through an apprenticeship, and they will go to the ends of the earth to deliver to your expectations.
I think it's about employers doing their research as well, because as much as it helps you, it helps them. So it's about them doing their research into what is good for them, and if apprenticeships work for them as well, because it's a two-way street with them helping you and you helping them. So it might be actually better for them to gain apprenticeships rather than gaining grad students.